All right, we got our antifreeze draining, so we can work on taking a lot of the unnecessary things out of the way, like our heat shield, if you have one. We can remove our throttle linkage. The kickdown cable. Fuel line, all this other stuff. We're going to wait a little bit to get our heater hose and our radiator hose out of the way. We'll work on the kickdown and throttle cable. Vacuum line for the transmission. And that's pretty much it. We're going to remove the EGR valve. And the heat tube for the choke. Because it's a hot air choke. Works pretty good. We'll get the valve covers out of the way, or what's left of them. you don't have to take the thermostat housing off. I'm doing it for two reasons. First reason is there's still some antifreeze inside of the cooling runner that I'll get with the shop vac. And the second reason is that this housing weeps a little bit, so I'm going to resurface it. But other than that, you know, if you don't mind getting a little bit of antifreeze inside the lifter valley, you don't have to take the thermostat housing off. I don't, because I just did an oil change. I do mind, rather. I don't want antifreeze inside the lifter valley. We can start pulling the intake manifold bolts off. Now, it's not necessary, but what I do is I'm going to rotate the engine back to top dead center on number 1 cylinder. That way, when it comes time to put it back together, I know where the distributor goes, and we just start at the firing order. We can finger tighten the fuel line back into the carburetor, just in case fuel starts going through the system, it'll go right into the carburetor. Since we got the battery and everything hooked up, we'll just bump it over. We'll get it in the roundabout area, and then we'll hand jam it into place. That's close enough. So my top dead center puts my pointer with this boss on the intake manifold. All right, so the pointer's just to the passenger side of that boss. I don't even have to mark anything, but 9 times out of 10, I put the distributor in 180 degrees out, and yeah. So all right, we're going to get it set up. We're going to pull the distributor, pull the intake manifold, and I'm going to do it from the driver's side because we got the fuel line and this vacuum line that get in the way. So we're going to pull it up, slip it out. Still have to unplug the alternator and get rid of the valve cover on the driver's side. kind of tuck things out of the way, get ourselves situated. I'm going to grab in from the thermostat housing and the vacuum tube for the brake booster. We'll pry it up a little bit. Should have known. Okay. Get an area set up to where we can set it down. All right. And as you can see, there's no coolant in the lifter valley. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prep the mating surfaces. And then start pulling, not pulling, but loosening up the rocker arms and everything and getting ready to receive the new parts. Now with that being said, because I'm going with a mechanical lifter, it's going to have a different height, internal height, so we're going to have to go through and measure push rods. Yeah, we'll get that other valve cover off. We'll get something down inside the lifter valley. And we'll start cleaning. Since we were susceptible to dropping stuff down inside either the intake or possibly the oil return passages in the back of the engine to include the distributor hole, use a magnet for your hardware. Thanks for all the comments. Some people are leaving likes. Thank you for that. Thanks for all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, take the time right now. I'll wait, because I got to pick up the wrench anyway. Just go to the channel and hit the subscribe. I'll wait. For those of you that did that, thank you. And so I'm going to continue working on this, and yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go relax all the rockers, right? That way all the valves are closed on the intake side. So when I am cleaning, if something, debris or whatever, makes its way down inside a runner, I can clean it out with the shop vac and not worry about it making it into the combustion chamber. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to loosen up all the rockers, and then we'll start cleaning off the surface. All right, now that we got the surface prepped, all we're waiting on now is the lifters. I guess we could prep the intake also. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, not that bad. That'll clean up easy. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scrape the intake down and all I got left now is just to resurface the thermostat housing. Oh, yeah. Trying to cut through the gasket. All right, so if you don't have diamond plate abrasives, you can use sandpaper on a flat surface. So since not everybody has diamond plate abrasives, we'll get the sandpaper set up on this flat surface. We'll start off with some 60. Right, you can kind of see where these edges are higher and this area is kind of lower. That's where it was kind of leaking. So we're doing something. What I'm doing is go back and forth a couple times and rotate it. Go back and forth a couple times. Just don't do it in one direction. Kind of rotate it as you're doing it. All right, that's looking a little better. Getting there. Careful. It's getting there. We'll change out our sheet. All right, we got a new sheet. It's getting there. All right, we'll move to a different grit. We'll clean up our work area. Excuse me. Is this a video on resurfacing a thermostat housing, or are we doing lifters? All right. Yeah, well, that's enough of that. You got the idea.